And so, we've covered a lot of stuff. I wanted to keep this short to really just whet people's appetites, to really like, we could, Pat, as well as I do, that we could sit here and talk for at least 2 hours about all this stuff.
Sure.
Um, and, but I really want to encourage people to go to your website, and to start, basking in the goodness of all that you are, going to be putting forth. I know that you, in a recent blog, you, talked about how you want to really focus on this more and on sharing your marketing insights and, knowledge with, the church. So, somebody's interested in learning more. What kind of next steps would you recommend for them?
Sure. So, and thank you for that. I mean, I definitely have felt very much that the Lord is calling me to use my skills to sort of evangelize the church and how to use marketing, specifically digital tools and things like that. So, in terms of me, you can find my blog. It's patrickpadley.com. And there, my main focus is really trying to communicate sort of learnings from my professional life and how does that relate back to the church. So, I'm working on a number of different projects and some writing as well, and hoping to do simple things like what are ways that we can take tactics learned from the marketing world and improve a bulletin, or what are ways that we can take a learning from, like we were just talking about, storytelling, and how do I sort of get down to that essence of my story, and there's so much goodness out there by being able to take what major brands like Fortune 500 brands are doing, and in drilling it down to how do we relate that back to evangelization. I, in a couple of my presentations, look at sort of relating the church to McDonald's as almost a franchise model. And the reason I say that is because you have sort of the Vatican is HQ over in Rome, and then you have all these little dioceses that are sort of like regional offices, and McDonald's is the same way. They have like their headquarters in Chicago, and then they've got all these regional offices, and then they have all these franchises which could kind of be like parishes, and everybody serves the same meal every day, right? It's very like sort of the same thing, so if you look at the way like a company like McDonald's communicates, we have the best message that we could ever tell anyone. As the church, we have such a gift, the truth of our faith, and so trying to find ways that we can use those kinds of marketing tools and those tactics and translate it to sharing the beauty of our faith. And so that's what I try to write about. I'm hoping to also just share other resources on there on a more frequent basis, even simple things for parishes. I know, when you're looking at designing a website or maybe an email, even things like stock photography, like where do you find really good stock photography for, cheap or even sort of rights-free, royalty-free photography. So, so there's that, and then obviously your blog is great for, trying to encourage parishes on both communication as well as just being great evangelizers in their own postulates as well. So,
Thanks.
of course.
Well, I for one am looking forward to, learning from you and, continuing to learn from you. And I would definitely encourage everyone to go to patrickpadley.com and sign up for the email list, so that you can keep in touch with Pat, and also, make sure you don't miss anything. And go follow him on Twitter at ppadley. He is always posting, and sharing little links, articles, marketing insight, as well. Yeah, definitely want to encourage everybody to go do those things.
Yeah, and one thing I might do just for your audience specifically, Angela, is if you have some people that are interested. I know we talked a little bit about my presentation from the CNMC. I have an audio recording and and the actual slides from the presentation. And so I will give you a special link that you can share with your folks so that they can go ahead and get that. So.
Oh, snap. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, like I said, we could be here all night, but we're going to wrap it up. And thank you again so much for joining me, and I look forward to so much more.
Thank you, Angela.
All right, everybody. So stay tuned as usual to Inspired Angela for great conversations like this one with people who are very, very smart and very encouraging and inspiring. And I have a couple of really great guests that I'm looking forward to inviting on. And so stay subscribed, and we'll see you next time. Bye.